Hi everyone. In today's video, we're going to analyze the influence of audiovisual media on our self-esteem. To start off, I have a question. Do you see yourselves reflected in most TV shows and movies? I'm certain that if we think about the lead characters, most of us would say, definitely not. The number of cosmetic procedures has risen dangerously worldwide, and most of these interventions are born from people's dissatisfaction with their own image. I believe social media carry some of the blame, but TV shows and movies play a fundamental role in this destructive cycle of chasing perfection. To explain this process as a thesis, I'd like you to take a look at the character, Nell Forrester, from the series Times, The Rookie. These scenes show Sergeant Tim Bradford flirting with a dispatcher to get what he wants, right? Wrong. That's only one side of the story. Why does Lucy, who is considered the most empathetic character in the series, have such a mocking expression while listening to the conversation? What is Chen taking into account to react this way and find the situation funny? It's Nell's appearance, or rather, the stereotype, formed by looking at her. When we look at Nell, the first things we see are her oversized glasses in a world used to contact lenses. We see her awkward clothing. But I invite you to look at her reaction when she hears Tim's voice. I invite you to consider what she feels for him. Bradford wasn't actually interested in Nell. After getting what he wanted, he had to admit that. Nell is a recurring character, not part of the main cast. So, the show goes on for a while without us knowing what happens to her. But I want you to think about it. What was the next day like for both of them? Yes, you heard me right. That manipulative flirting had consequences for them both. Just like in a game of chess, when you make an offensive move, you can face a counterattack. Sometimes, you can even end up in checkmate. Tim isn't a bad or heartless man. He felt guilty for using Nell. It wasn't his intention to hurt her, but as we saw, he didn't forget that this woman genuinely liked him. Since this channel goes beyond simple analysis and aims to present hidden scripts, I'm proposing we think about how this story develops. What was it like for Nell to go home to her apartment and realize it was all a ruse? To realize that, even though she was crushing on Tim, she would have to forget him? I invite you to imagine what the next day was like for Bradford, realizing he had hurt a nice person. In fact, I invite you to look at Nell, beyond the stereotype, how she would find her own beauty, and how everyone else would notice it too. What would it be like for Bradford to truly look at Nell and see her eyes through those glasses? Her face, free of the awkward makeup? Her body, which the right style would finally reveal? Beauty far from the standard true beauty, true love. Do you want to see that? I'm going to show you.